Okay.
6 o'clock on dot will start. 6 o'clock on dot.
Correct. Yeah, please go ahead.
A very good evening and a warm welcome to everyone from Excellent Excel. Hope you all are safe and doing well. Thank you all for enrolling in this event. Excellent Excel welcomes you all. For those of you who didn't know about Excellent Excel, here's a gist. Excellent Excel is a data analytics firm that solves high impact business problems using data and technology. We provide end-to-end services in the field of data analytics and data visualization. Our core services include analytics, consultancy, and training. Excellent Excel presents the popular talk show EiEFreshTalk on its YouTube channel, where it hosts great leaders and subject matter experts in various fields from India and abroad to speak regularly on a variety of topics ranging from Excel to analytics and finance to financial modeling and many more. We are happy to share that our website, EiEFreshTalk by Excellent Excel, has been selected as one of the top 5 Microsoft Excel podcasts on the web by feedspot.com. We are also happy to share the first ever annual gathering of Microsoft Excel Global Community, which is planned from 6th to 9th February 2021, the Global Excel Summit, a 4-day event with 17 plus speakers and 1,000 plus attendees. Learn from the top excellent practitioners in the world, connect with the people in all lines of business, and last but not the least, excel with master. We are proud to share that Excellent Excel is associated as a media partner for the Global Excel Summit. Use the promo code Excellent Excel and get special prices on various products and courses. Joining us today, we have our speaker for the day, CA Dr. Gopal Krishna Raju. Mr. Gopal is a practicing chartered accountant, registered insolvency professional, and a registered valuer from Chennai. He has served consecutive 3 terms of 9 years from 2010 to 2019 as Southern India Regional Council member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. He has recently awarded honorary doctorate in governance of GST in government sector by St. Mother Teresa University, Melbourne, Australia. He is in the Independent Directors Data Bank and have qualified with distinction in the online proficiency self-assessment test conducted by the Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs. He has also authored 2 books, Standard Cost and Variance Analysis for Professional Students, First Lessons in Information Technology for CA Students, with 2 editions by Snow White Publishers, Mumbai. We welcome you, sir. It's a pleasure having you with us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Before we begin, I request participants to join me in welcoming today's speaker with a hi in the chat section. If you have any questions during the presentation,
Very good evening, friends. At the outset, let me thank the entire team in Excel and Excel. They are actually doing wonderful I must say, fabulous job on a topic like, on a subject like Excel. They are excelling by identifying every smaller aspect, every finer aspects, and they are bringing out the best by inviting faculties across the country. And I wholeheartedly appreciate, congratulate, and also extend my wishes to the entire team of Excel and Excel, especially uh, headed by a chartered accountant, Mr. Deepak Kumar Gulecha. Very, I must say, a person with zeal and enthusiasm. He is leading such a vibrant team. And so far, hundreds of programs they have conducted, and not only with respect to sessions like this, but also training programs, exclusive training programs on Excel. Today's topic is going to be very niche topic. And let me share my screen first. And let me request the team at Excel in Excel to, this is actually a fresh talk series. So may I request the team there to kindly mute everybody except me. Both audio and video should be unmute for me, and for others it should be mute. We'll have a 90-minute session. And this session is exclusively focused on modeling. It is called Excel modeling. Excel, you can use it for many purposes. Number one, you can use it for analysis, computation. Another very interesting aspect in Excel is you can design, you can construct it. It's like a programming. So maybe being a virtual platform, I may not, and we have a varied audience. We have a varied audience. We have students, professionals, valuers, so whatnot. So we have all type of audience, and we have even general people who want to have an idea about Excel. So therefore, I may not be too technical, but I will be venturing into the Excel finer aspects, how we have to use it. And the entire session I will be discussing from two angles. One, I said I'll be focusing on modeling. And this modeling I'll be doing from two aspects. One, as a formula, how we have to use formula in doing modeling, and a function, how we will use a function in modeling. These are the two things I will be focusing the entire session. I have taken few questions. These are all some of the variety of questions. And with the limited time, I don't know how much I can actually do it, but I want to cover whatever I have tried to make it as part of this modeling. So you have to, I request all of you to kindly be alert. Use a notebook and a pen or a pencil so that parallelly you can note down many things. One more aspect, this entire session is available in YouTube also. So all of you can now and then even go back to that YouTube videos and also have a revision of those topics which we'll be doing today, modeling doing today. Now, maybe since we have announced it as an advanced Excel, I am presuming the participants have a fair idea about the Excel working. So working knowledge is there. So I'll directly jump to finer aspects of Excel. Okay, especially with respect to computation using valuation. So therefore, wherever you feel there is a you feel there is a gap in the subject or otherwise, I request you to kindly refer the respective concepts so that the Excel modeling using formula or function is clear for you. Good. Now, let me first jump to the first question. Okay, good. So this is our first question. Compute NPV, that is called net present value. Simple, but this question I'll be discussing from some multiple angles. One is how to use a formula and a function. Slowly I will build up. Slowly I will build up. So I will do a calculation using a formula, and the same answer I'll try to arrive at using a function also. Okay, good. So please look at this. This is your question. Calculate NPV using a formula and a function. And if the cash flows occurs at the end of the year, middle of the year, and the beginning of the year, and your interest rates are 15%, and how will you use NPV? So please wait for some time. I'll try to actually explain this with an arithmetic. Please look at this. So this is our first question. So maybe so this is our first question. So here. So let me first take here. Yes. Sure. Here. So I'll first start with 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is what is given to you in the question, and hope this is visible to all of you. So it is 6 lakhs, 5.5 lakhs, 6,80,000 and 10 lakhs. So it is the cash flows. It is minus 6 lakhs and plus 5,50,000. And you have 6,80,000 and you have 10 lakhs. So these are your cash flows that is given in the question. Okay, good. Now, let me calculate this. Now here, these cash flows, we have participants across the country. I repeat, we have participants across the country. So therefore, I'll try to use only English language for our understanding. So I will not use any other English here. I mean, I will not use any other language here. Now, I want to make one observation here. These cash flows, I mentioned it at 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, please look at the question. If these cash flows occur at the end of the year, so the end of first year or at the beginning of the year. So if it is at the beginning of the year, we say it is year 0. So it is immediately now. Okay, now. So now if it is the end of the first year, end of second year, end of third year, end of fourth year, how we have to do it? At the beginning of the year, how we have to do it? Okay, so this is the difference. Let me work it out for the percentage. The interest rate that is given as 15%. Now, the first I will do the NPV using a formula. Then I'm going to use a function. Okay, and slowly I will add the masala to this so that as and when I proceed, you'll be in a position to actually understand. And since we have mentioned this as a valuation modeling, I'll be only focusing on constructing the formulas and functions. Formulas and functions. So maybe if I discuss a very mega problem, mega thing, many things we may miss it out. So therefore, I just want to have the finer points along. Now, please look at this. I am finding the present value factor. So 1 divided by 1 plus r whole power 1. So this is your present value factor. And I'll try to have this for all the 4 years. So these are your present value factors at 4 decimal point. So my present value, I'll just multiply this. So this is my present value. So 5,21,739, 4,15,447. 447. And I will take the net. This is my gross present value. So what is my gross present value? I'll only take the plus figure alone. So 14 lakh. So what is your investment? your investment is present value of your investment. So what is your net present value? So your net present value is the sum of both. So this is your net present value. Now, this is by using formula. Now the same NPV I want to calculate using a function. Now you have a function called NPV, and net present value function. So the rate is 15%. So at 15%, what are all the values? These are all the values. So select the range from B2 to B5. So close this. Wow. So you get this. But I want to make one observation very important. This is a question where or the formula will work only when the cash flows are end of the year. It will not work for beginning of the year. So it is 9,13,004.17 using formula and function I have done. But if the same is at the beginning of the year, first, second, and third, wow, see, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So what it is? What is your net present value? It is 10,49,954.80 using the formula. Function is this. Now, how to reconcile both? Nothing. This 9,13,004 function is actually 1 year ahead. So therefore, you have to add a 15% interest to the present value 9,13,000. So I'll just take 9,13,004 into 1 plus 15%. Wow. So what is your answer, guys? It is 10,49,954. You have reconciled it. So this is how it works. So please note it down. So NPV. So how to calculate NPV using your formula and the function. Okay. So NPV, if the cash flows occurs at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year. So how you will use a formula, how will you use a function. There is a middle of the year. So let me actually try to explain this concept called mid of the year. So this is a sheet 1 where I explain NPV concepts. Now here, instead of having my cash flows at the end of first year, end of second year, end of third, this is actually very theoretical, very, very theoretical. Generally, 5,50,000 will be spread across the entire 12 months. It will not be received at the end of the year. It will be spread across. So I may receive a part at the first month, second month, and then. So how do I average it? So I'll take the midpoint. So rather than taking the beginning or end, I'll take the midpoint. So the midpoint for 0 and end of first year is 0 plus 1 by 2, 0.5. For a second year, 1 plus 2 by 2. That is 3 by 2, 1.5. For third year, it is 2 plus 3 by 2. So 5 by 2, it is 2.5. So rather than 1, I'll keep it as 0.5, 1.5, and 2.5. Okay, so this is how you get your NPV. I'm sorry, 2.5 is here. So my net present value is 11 lakh. And remember, so let me first make it first year, second year, and third year. So if it is end of the year, EOY, end of the year, the answer is 10,49,954 or 955. Wow, good. Now I want to actually have mid of the year. Now mid of the year is what? 0.5, 1.5, and 2.5. Now what is the message you get? It is 11,69,379.4 or whatever it is, 379. So the mid of the year, your net present value is greater. So whenever you want the valuation to go up, whenever you want your valuation to go up, instead of going for end of the year, the convention is, this is called a convention. So you can actually treat this as a convention. Okay. The convention of your cash flows is either end of the year or mid of the year. So mid of the year convention cash flows are greater. So for example, how much it is greater? So please look at this. It is almost 1,19,000. For the figures which is in lakhs, you have the valuation difference in lakhs. If it is in crores, definitely the valuation also will be in crores, and maybe the years are more, it will be hundreds of crores also. So now I am sure you will understand how the business valuation can be tweaked by changing the conventions alone. So this is point number one, the message number one with respect to NPV. Now second message. So please look at the second. Now this is the real scenario. This is a real scenario, and I want to share with you this interesting example. How do I compute NPV when cash flows are received? Okay. Now this is actually a theoretical situation. Now this is a practical situation. So how do I compute an NPV when cash flows are received at what you call it as not regular intervals but irregular intervals? So please look at, I have given some dates. So just since it is a session to actually connect the various what do you call it as a modeling method, I'm just bringing small simple cases so that we appreciate the various scenarios. But please look at this. So this again I will be doing it in a formula as well as a function, both a formula as well as a function. So very interesting. And I'll be using, instead of an NPV, I'll use a function called XNPV. So I repeat, it is called XN. What is X? Any date. It is not the beginning or end. Okay. So I reconcile between the beginning and end. Now I'll be doing any day. So that is why the meaning of the term called X. So let me take you to that XNPV. Sorry. So this is the sheet number 2. I'll rename it as XNPV. Good. So here, I will not call it as year, but I will call it as date. Maybe 8th April 2020 is the beginning date. Okay. So please look at the date. So I will not call it as year, but I'll call it as a date. So what are these dates for your kind information? So I have the dates as 8th April. So 8th April 2020. Okay. So then you have, or maybe you can even have it like this, 8th April 2020, like this. And next you have the 15th of, August 15th, or what is that date? It is 15th of August 2020. So 15th August 2020. Good. So I think I will keep the same here. So this is actually 8th April. Okay, 8th April 2020. So then you have the next date is 15th of January 2021. So 15th of January 2021. Then you have 25th of June 2021. So you have 25th of June 2021. Wow. Then you have 3rd of July 2022. So 3rd of July 2022. Wow. So this is your date, guys. So now let me take you to your cash flows. Your cash flows are very interesting. It is minus 9 lakhs. That's the beginning. 3421. So your cash flows. So it is minus 9 lakh, 3 lakh, and 4 lakh, and 2 lakh, and 1 lakh. Wow. Super. So now for this, let us calculate the NPV using, I'll call it as the formula method. And formula method I'll calculate, and also I will calculate using the functional method. Now what is the interest rate I will apply? The same interest rate we can apply, same 15%, or here I will use a different interest rate, whatever it is. So let me take interest rate called same 15%, or say same 10% I will take. Instead of 15, I will take 10 here. Now, I will take the present value factor. Now, how to take the present value factor here? before I take the present value factor, I need time. So here the time is 0 because starting. Now, how do I find the time between these two data? Because this is the I will say the longer date and shorter date. Okay. So start date, end date. So end date is 15/8. Start date is this. Divide by. So that is the difference between two dates. So that will come in because April to 8 is actually August. So how many days it will be? April, May, June, July, August. Maybe hardly some 150 days and or a bit less than that. I'll divide by 365. Wow. So this will give me the time from the start date in terms of years. This is in terms of years. Okay. So, and I'll freeze this. This is called modeling. And I will do this for the next. So this is how you have the time. This is how you get the time. This is the time in years. So 0 time on this. Now I will take the present value factor 1 divided by 1 plus r. Okay, 1 divided by 1 plus r, the whole power. What is it? Okay, 0. So it will be 1 only. So then how do I do it for the next one? I will do it for the next one like this. 1 divided by 1.1 whole power 0.3534. This is how you arrive at the present value factors. So what is your present value? So your present value is this. Okay. So now let's arrive at the present value, guys. So 9 lakhs into 1. Wow. So this is your present value and this is your total. So what is your gross present value? So this is your sum of this. Wow. And what's your investment? Your investment is 9 lakhs. So what's your net present value? Net present value this plus this. So 20,000. And this is using formula. Now I will use using function. And how do I get NPV? I will not use an NPV formula, but I will use a XNPV formula. So XNPV, what is the rate? 10%. What are the values? These are the values. And what are the dates? These are the dates. Provided date should be in date format. I repeat, date should be in date format, and date format means it should be right side, right aligned. Amount is right aligned. Everything is right aligned. Okay, and the text on the top, it was left aligned. I only made it as right aligned. So every step what I am doing, please understand there are small things are there. Please, this is your XNPV. Wow. So you got the same one. So one is using formula, another is using function. And always remember, using formula is the most simplest thing in Excel. But I will caution you, without understanding the concepts behind that, because that one formula has so much of concepts behind the valuation concepts, capital budgeting concepts, investment decision making concepts. Unless and otherwise you are very, 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 very strong on this, I will sincerely recommend not to use a function. So don't use your collar. Yeah, I will use a function. I know how to use a function. Govinda will totally, the subject will go from your head. Unless and otherwise you are strong in the fundamental concepts. Functions is not an advisory mode. Okay, please understand. So XNPV is our next point for our discussion, which we have done now. So please understand XNPV, how to use an XNPV. Now, the next next question. Please look at this. Now, I'm going to use IRR. Okay, an IRR, what is called as an internal rate of return. And after this, I'll take you to a goal seeker. Then I will take you to multiple IRRs. Then I'll take you to what do you call it as irregular. Just now we did know. For an irregular cash flows, is it possible to find IRR? As possible. That's called XIRR. Okay, that's called XIRR. Now, is it possible to calculate the MIRR, which is called as modified internal rate of return, whenever these cash flows are reinvested. So I'll try to actually connect various things very quickly, and you have to be very, very careful, guys. So let me first take you to only IRR, because from here I'm going to build many things. This is fundamental. Okay, this is fundamental. And from here I'll take you to I'll give you two projects, and how to find a rate where both the projects will have the same NPV, and which project will have a higher NPV. How do you actually arrive at? So all this stuff are very interesting. So once you understand these formulas and functions and how it actually performs, the building up of the valuation model will be very easy. I'll be slowly moving towards a concept called goal seek and solver. So these are the very, very two important in the entire today's 90-minute session. I think the purpose of this session will be achieved if you try to appreciate two things. One is goal seek, second is solver. And that is the objective of today's session. So therefore, allow me to first explain this question. Okay, good IRR. Very quickly, I'm going to do this. Please watch the space now. This is IRR. Good. So let me, how do this? This is actually a year 1 to 6. Okay, 0 to 6, project A. So let me just do this. Year 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I'm doing this step by step so that you are comfortable with respect to how these steps, how these are built, and how these steps actually are arrived at. I can just do that using only one function. I will ignore total formula and I can do only function, but it will go as a bouncer. Why? Because how it is arrived at, what is the calculation it happens background, we may not be in a position to appreciate it. So therefore, project A. So let me take this. So these are cash flows for project A, and it starts with negative 400. Okay, so then you have first you have a minus 400, then you have 200, then you have 600, then you have minus 900. Again, there is another cash inflow, I mean cash outflow. Then you have 1000, then you have 250, then you have 230. Good, very interesting. So 200, 600, 900, and minus 900, 1000, 250, and 230. Very good. Now, how do you arrive at an IRR? Okay, so this is the question here. Now, let me first do this IRR using a formula. Okay, so how to do this using formula? Trial and error. So always take 10%. That is the best solution. So presuming what is IRR, the rate at which your net present value is 0. Okay, net present value is 0, because below that rate you will have a positive NPV. Above that rate you have a negative NPV. Okay, so I'm not going into the fundamental concepts of NPV and IRR. I'm presuming all of you have a fair idea about it. So that is why this is an advanced Excel session. So 1 divided by 1 plus R the whole power. Okay, so this is your present value factor. Good. So now I'm taking you to the entire present value factors here. Sorry. So this is your 4 decimal. Always remember to have the PV factors to 4 decimal points. So what is your present value, guys? So let me just multiply this and arrive at the present value. So this is your present value. And what is your NPV? Your net present value sum is it is plus or minus, I don't know. Oh wow, it is plus. So at 10%, your net present value is 569. Okay, it is 569.58. So that's and what is your IRR? Your IRR is the rate at which your net present value is 0. So what I will do, I will use a goal seek here. Now this I am using goal seeker, and using goal seek I'll try to actually arrive at. So I will try different formulas. I'll try 12%. I'll try 15%. See, it is coming down. So that means it is greater. It's still greater. So rather than trying it, I'll trial and error. I'll ask the Excel to use a goal. My goal is NPV should be 0. By changing what? By changing this C1 cell. That is $C $1. Okay, the moment you click it, it will become. The moment you click it, automatically it will. It is so fast. The processor, the microprocessor is so fast. Otherwise, if you try the same calculation in a second generation or a third generation computer, you can actually see how in the old petrol bunk, when the petrol is actually filled, you can see the number rolling. The meter number is rolling. Trrr, like that. Here also the number will run, trrr, and then it will go and stop at one particular point. Now please look at it. It's so fast. The processor is so fast. Just like the chutki mein, you will get that answer. Just chutki. That's all. See how it is functioning. Wow, it's like the same. What is it? The petrol bunk. It is actually trying. I'm sorry. I think some mistake I have done. Okay, sorry. So it is. Sorry for that. Now I intentionally did this because these numbers, you have a negative number in between. Okay, you have a negative number in between. Now your answer will not be this number, but it is a different answer. Now, how do you arrive at this answer? So that's the question. So what I will do is I will set so goal seeker. I'll set this to 0, and then by changing this cell. Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, I originally had it 10%. So now I need a 0. So how do I arrive at it? So NPV should be 0. Now here, before I go to this, I'll use a function and tell you what will be I'll use a formula and then I'll use a function. Let me use a function. I'll tell you how it functions. Now please look at this. So IRR, let me take these values. So these are the values. Okay. And please look at this. There is a word given as guess. Okay. Now here I can put a guess as 10%. Do you see 48%? So this is your actual answer. Okay, this is your actual answer. So 47.5583. That should be your answer. So this is using function. Now using formula also you will get it. For example, if you try 40%, you get 58. So therefore we are very close to it. So we can even try this. I think it has actually gone beyond that. So maybe it should stop there. So let me actually try once again. Okay. So make this as 0 by changing this cell. Yes, now it has come. Okay, good. So what is your answer now? This is using your formula. Okay. So 45582 or 83. So that is using your formula. Please look at this. So I have tried using the formula method and the function method. Now, similarly, let us try for project B. Okay. So project B. Now here, I want to share with you some interesting, and I'm sure all of you will get some queries also. Please note down those queries, and we have our good friend Erlinda. Erlinda will actually note down all these queries, and at the end, she will actually collate those questions. So we have minus 200 and minus 200, and we have, so what is it? Sorry. So it is 150, 150, 200, 300. So 150, 150, 200, 300, and then 180, 100 and then 80. So this is your project B. So how do you actually arrive at the same method? You can do this. So for example, you have the present value here. So what is your present value? 200 into, okay. So you can arrive at the present value factor and then total this. Wow. So what is your NPV? Here your NPV is actually 111. So this is 47.55, the same percent. I'll type it. So So here also it is 47.5. So both I will take it as 2 decimal point. Good. Now here, please look at this. Let me try this again using the IRR using the function. So equal to IRR. These are your cash flows. I'll use a guess as 10%. Okay. So then what will be your answer? Let us see. 78%. Okay. 77.78%. So let me try this again using the goal seeker. That is using the formula. So here it should be 0 by changing this what? Okay. Wow. See, look at this. 77.77. Otherwise 77.78. 77.78%. Good. The same. So here for 77% it is negative. Okay. So for one using formula, another using function. So normally even in formula method, it is only trial and error. I will get one positive NPV, one negative NPV, and we will do a interpolation. And the formula itself is an interpolation formula only. So here exactly we have arrived at using a goal seek function. Okay, so that is IRR. Now, next time taking you to the same goal seek, but in a different perspective. So I'm taking you to another platform where the modeling, I'm going to increase the dosage of modeling. Okay. So consider two projects. At what rate of interest will project A will have a higher NPV? Wow. And the hint is find the interest rate that makes both projects have the same NPV. How? How do you actually do that? Okay. So that means you can do this only by using a model. Okay, the model. So now I'm going to do a modeling. So you have to be very, very careful. And those of you who feel that the whatever I'm using, you feel you have a question to ask. All these videos are available in the YouTube. Try to actually see that as many times as possible and practice it. I will give you only 3 P's. Please remember this 3 P's. P1, P2 and P3. First P. Okay, first P. Very, very important. P is you have to understand the question. Okay, that is called preparation. I repeat, it is called preparation. Otherwise, you can even call it as planning also. First, you have to understand the question. The second most important P is you need to have a practice. I repeat the word, you need to have practice. So whatever formulas we do, you need to have practice. Now what will be your third P? Please reserve that third P. I'll tell you what it is after solving this model. Okay, good. So let me go to this is a question I'm going to do only goal seek. Okay. So, but I'll be using IRR. It's an IRR come goal seek. Okay. So please look at this question. Year 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Good. And yes. So this is where. So what I'm going to do now. So please look here. So this is project is 10 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 3.5 and 4 lakhs. So project A minus 10 lakhs, and then you have 4 lakhs, 3.5 lakhs. Okay, so I'll take this. So it is, I'm sorry, where am I? I missed it. So 10 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 3.5 lakhs, and 4 lakhs. So 4 lakhs, 3.5 lakhs, and then another 4 lakhs. Good. So now, what is project B? Project B is 9 lakhs, 1, 1 and 10. So project B minus 9 lakhs. Okay, then you have 1, 1 and 10. Good. So 1 lakh, 1 lakh, and then 10 lakhs. Good. So these are your cash flows. Now, we need to find at what rate both their NPVs will be same. Okay. So what I will do, I'll first try 10%. My God. Okay. So 10%, let me find the present value factor. So 1 divided by 1 plus R the whole power 1, whole power 0. So freeze this by pressing F4. And then these are your present value factor. And what is your present value for A, project A? Present value of project A is multiply this into present value factor. So take this throughout. So you got this. So what is your NPV? Your NPV is wow. So 46,000 negative. Similarly, what is your present value for B? Good. So 9 lakhs into 10%, and again take this. So what is your NPV? Your NPV is positive. So at 10% is negative means that means your IRR for present value of A is actually lesser than 10%. Okay, and IRR for B is actually greater than 10%. So that is it. And what is the difference? Difference between NPVs? That is 24,000 minus 46,000, which is actually 71,000. Please, this formula is very important. Whenever you are giving the formulas, you have to be very, very careful. Okay. So I'm doing a goal seek now. Now this difference, I will make it as 0. How to make it 0? I'll again go to data, click goal seek, go to the what if analysis, select goal seek, fix the value to 0 by changing what rate? This rates. Okay, and please understand that Excel cannot help you anything without sound knowledge in the subject. You have to be very, very thorough in the subject. That is the fundamental. That is why the first P is preparation. Okay, preparation. Okay, then I said practice. Practice is actually the third P. The second P is called patience. You have to have very, very lot of patience. Preparation, patience, and practice. Remember these 3P in Excel. Then only anything can come. So now I'll change this. Now click this. Okay. That's all. 28%. So 28% at 27.66%. Both the NPVs are same. Look at this. That means it is. And already we know. And what is your question? Your question says at what rate interest or what rate of interest will project A have a larger NPV? Okay. And naturally, once you know what is that cutoff rate, at what rate both are same, and at what rate they have an IRR, and all of you know what is an IRR. So IRR we can find for project, so and you know how to find IRR. So just take this. It is your internal rate of return, 7%. Similarly, find for this. So 11%. So you already got the answer. Okay, so already got IRR, you got the NPV. So now using these numbers, you can take a decision. Tuck, 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 tuck. Okay. So next fifth one. So slowly I'm building up the model. Okay. And I'm going for a very, very important model after this that is called solver. So please pay your kind attention. Okay. So the next question. Does the project always have unique IRR? That is the problem here. So sometimes you may have an IRR which is multiple IRR. Oh my God. Look at this particular question. Then how will you actually solve this? Okay. So very interesting. So let me take you to this question. Maybe sheet 5. We'll have multiple IRR. Remember, multiple IRR is different from modified IRR. So the next question, I'll do a modified IRR, which is totally different. And modified IRR, I will actually do it using both, what do you call it as, using your, what is it, your IRR formula as well as MIRR formula. Both formula as well as function, I will do it. Okay. Now, please look at this year 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we have 0, 1, 2, and 3. Good. Next, we have yes. And your minus 20 lakhs, 82 lakhs. So your cash flow minus 20 lakhs, 82 lakhs. Okay. Minus 60 lakhs and 2 lakhs. So minus 60 lakhs and 2 lakhs. Good. So let me actually have it properly. So 20 lakhs, 82 lakhs, 60 lakhs, and 2 lakhs. So how do you actually arrive at your normal IRR? I'll use a formula. Okay. I mean, it's a function I'll use. A formula, anyhow, you know how to do it. So what I will do is I'll use a normal function. So please look at this. And you use a guess. For example, if I use a guess like 10%, wow, what is the answer you get? My God, you get minus 10%. Can an IRR be minus 9.59%? Yes, possible. For example, you said 10%. At 10%, 1 divided by 1 plus R, the whole power n. This is your present value factor. And I'm going for the other one. So what's your present value? So this into this. Okay. Wow. And so what is your NPV? The sum of this. Yeah. So this is your NPV. Wow. Wow. So 6 lakhs. Now I will substitute this with minus 9.59%. So please look at this. 0. Okay, 0. Now, the same IRR, I'm going to do it with a different guess. Sorry, with a different guess. Please look at this, sorry. So, same IRR, the same cash flows, but the guess is different. I will go, the guess is, say now, not 10%, but I will put 50%. Extreme. So you put 100%, 200% also you can put not a normal rate, some an abnormal rate you put. So 50% return is very, very abnormal, I'm telling you. So just try that and see what is the answer. My goodness, it is actually 216.09. And find the present value for this IRR, 216.09. Please look at this. That is also 0. So these are the things you need to actually keep in mind when you do the modeling. Okay. So what is this? Multiple IRR. Good. So the next 6th one, I'll take you to a modified IRR or what is the next one? Irregular spaced cash flow. This already we did the same number only I will take. Okay. The same number. So this is XNPV I did for the multiple dates. Now, the same, I will copy this. So maybe I'll have a sheet X. I will call this as XIRR. So I will have what is called as ZIR, XIRR. So this is like an XNPV. Okay, I love XIRR. Wow. So this is your question. So maybe I'll have this. Yes. So this is your XNPV. Now, the same dates. Please look at this. You have 8th April, 9 lakhs, and 15th August, 3 lakhs, 15th January, 2021, 4 lakhs, 2 lakhs, and 1 lakh. Okay. So now, what I will do, I will not go for this NPV and all. So let me now try our IRR. Now, for these kinds of data, is it possible to find IRR? Now, your IRR cannot work. No, I will try my IRR using what is called as the IRR function. That is wrong because your timing is not same. That is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not correct. This is not correct. So then how do you find that? This is not correct. This is wrong because this is actually applicable only when your time is 1, 2, 3, 4. But your time is not 1, 2, 3, 4. This 0.34, 35, 34, 0.7726. So this is wrong. I'm sorry, this is wrong. So I'm cautioning. Okay. So then what is right one? ZIR, XIRR. Okay. The X is what? Any multiple. Why that word X? Any date. That is why they call it as extended, extensible IRR. So XIRR. What are the values? These are the values. And what are the dates? These are the dates. And if you wish, you can have guessing of the numbers also. You can have put some 10%. That is not mandatory. So present. Wow. So these are your, this is your actual, I will say, this is your 12.97, 9697. 12.9697 is your right IRR. This is your right IRR. Okay, so that is wrong. And you can try this also. For example, I will try this for the 10%. For example, it is 10%. Sure, 10%. What is your 10%? 1 divided by 1 plus R, the whole power 0. Okay, so this is 1. So already we had that. Okay, so now I will do this for this. So similarly, what is your present value? Your present value is 9 lakhs into 1. So these are your, so what is your NPV? NPV is sum of this. And your IRR is, if you put 5.2020, will your NPV will be 0? Just try. Try this. Try 5.2020. It is not. But you try XIRR, it will be 0. Wow, 0. Catch. Very important. So that is why modeling is very, very, very important. Financial modeling, valuation modeling. And once you do that modeling, and fundamentally, subject-wise, you should be very strong. I repeat, XIRR, fundamentally, you should be very strong before trying all this magic and all. Good. Now, before I take you to solver, very, very important, I want to do one more aspect that is called mirror. This is modified IRR. Okay. And after this, I'll go to solver. Solver, you need to be very, very careful because that is an ultimate modeling. And you can use solver wherever you want to optimize it, especially you want to maximize profit, you want to minimize the cost, you want to, what do you say, within a budget, you want to actually do it. Everything you can do it, including capital budgeting. But I have actually tried my best to do a model within the screen. I don't want to move my screen this side and that side and show you a mega data. Of course, practically you can do a mega data once you are very clear and thorough in the concept. But please understand that subject knowledge is fundamental. Okay, subject knowledge is fundamental. Excel will add as a catalyst. Excel will add as a catalyst. Okay, please be and Excel is actually like an astram. Okay, it will actually make your job much easier. Now, what is modified IR? Very interesting. Okay, so let me do that MIRR here. So maybe I'll go and I'll try MIRR. And before trying MIRR, I have to make a point very clear to all of you. One point very clear to all of you that please look at this question. What is the modified IRR and how to compute it? So these are cash flows. Now, you get in year 1, 39,000. What will you do with the 39,000? See, you borrow at 10%, 1,20,000 and you invest in the business. And you get 39,000, 30,000, 21, 37, 46. Now, what the hell you are going to do with 39,000 in year 1? Are you going to reinvest it? Yes, if you reinvest it, the rate of interest is 7%, 8%, 9%, 10%, 11%, 12%. Now the rate of interest is 12%. So that means 39,000 you invest at 12%, you get again an interest on the 39,000 for second year, third year, fourth year, and fifth year. So 4 years you will get interest. So then your internal rate of return is different. Please watch this carefully. Please watch this carefully. Very, very important. Very, very important. So what is the year? So year is actually 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So good. And let me actually take this here. Yeah. So what are your cash flows? Your cash flow is minus 1,20,000 and 39,000, and it is 30,000. It is 21,000, 37,000, and 46,000. Wow, these are your cash flows. But guys, if you apply your IRR function, so what is your IRR, guys? Your IRR is your cash flows. Pada, 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 pada. That's all. So it is 13%. Absolutely, so maybe 13.0736. So this is your, I'll just keep it in one different color. This is IRR. Now I'm going to find MIR. How to find MIR? Now you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised if I apply this. Maybe I'll put 10%. So 1 divided by 1 plus R. Okay, the whole power 1. Wow. Sorry. Whole power. So this is your PV factor. So here, doing this present value is not worthwhile. Why? I will tell you first of all. Anyhow, I am doing this only to find what is your. I am doing this. Now, if you apply this 13% here, will you get NPV 0? Actually, it is NPV 0 only you will get. That is correct. Up to that is correct. Because that is what we have been doing. For example, you substitute with this rate. 0. Correct. This is correct. But we are not interested in this because these cash flows are not 39, 30, 21, 37, 46. It is more than 30 because you reinvest 39, on that you get 12%. So therefore, it is not correct. Your IR, your MIRR is lesser than 13%. Always remember, MIRR will always lesser than IRR. How is it? Please watch. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to invest at 12%. If I'm going to invest at 12%, okay, so 1 plus 12% whole power, okay, 5 years minus the first year. Okay, so how many years I'm going to invest? So this is your, this is your multiple. This is your multiple. How many 1.12 whole power, how many times you are going to compound it? Because how many times you are going to compound it? This is a compounding number. Okay. This is a compounding number and these are the compounding number. I'm sorry. I think something is wrong. I'm sorry. Sorry for that. This is your compounding number. So now let me find the future value. So what is your future value? 39,000. If I invest at 12%, what will be the future value at the end of 5th year? This will be the future value at the end of 5th year. So 39 will become 61, 30 will become 42, 21 will become 26, 37 will become 41. Of course, 46 is at the end of the year only. So this is your future value. So take the sum of all this. So your future value of all this cash flows, please look at this cash flows. Your cash flow is 173, but 173 becomes 217 for an investment of 120. 120 is your present value. So therefore, you have a formula. What is your formula? Future value is equal to present value into 1 plus R, the whole power n. Now, what is R? R is your MIRR. This is your MIRR, modified internal rate of return. So MIRR is equal to your future value divided by your present value, which is actually 1,20,000. Okay. So maybe I'll put it like this. So future value divided by present value. Okay. The whole power 1 by n. The whole power. The whole power 1 divided by 5, because 5th root we have to take, okay, and subtract 1. So this will be your modified internal rate of return. So 13%. So otherwise called 12.6094. So this is your MIRR using formula. This is using formula. Now let me use MIRR using a function. This I am using function. This is also function, this is also function. Now I will use MIRR using function. So what is your values? These are your values. What is your finance rate? Your borrowing rate is 10%. What is the reinvestment rate? Reinvestment rate is 12%. So very important. Now see MIRR. What is your MIRR? It is 12.6094. See same. It is same. 12.6094. So either you use formula or you use function. It is same. Function, unless and otherwise you are thorough in how it is arrived at, it will go above the head. Okay, otherwise you have to only by heart it. Ratta marna hai. In 3 Idiots, he will say, what is the definition of machine? Okay, so anything आसान है वही machine है. Can you elaborate it? And he will actually say fan is a machine, a telephone is a machine, everything. But the definition क्या है? Okay, very important. Definition will not help us. So definition is like your function. But unless and otherwise I understand the meaning of it, the concept of it, function cannot help us. So, but remember, if you try to practice Excel both using the function and the formula, so first formula, then function, the clarity on the subject will be exceptionally good. So this is on MIRR, which is called modified internal rate of return. I repeat, which is called modified internal rate of return, MIRR. Now I'm coming for solver. Very important, guys. Next 10 minutes is the most crucial one. Most crucial one. So please look at this question. Yes. Solve using solver. Now, actually, I want to do a very big question and all, but how do I present those questions? Because explaining question itself, if it runs for 2-3 pages, it may not shobha nahi lagta. So therefore, I thought of taking an optimization question. Anyhow, this is also anyhow you will be doing these kind of thing also in a valuation calculation, because everything is business only. So I have taken a simple model. So a simple model, and I will model it now. Now, what is solver first? Let me explain this question. So I'm going for a solver. All of you, please watch this. But once you understand what a solver is, any kind of scenario, you can actually handle it. I repeat, any kind of scenario, you can actually handle it. So please watch the next 5 minutes, which is very important. Okay, which is very important. Please look at this. This is a question which has actually 5 products. Okay, so which has actually 5 products. So what are those products? So I'll just repeat this entire thing so that you are actually clear with it, because I'm doing the modeling here. So what are the products? The products are A, B, C, D, E, F. There are 6 products. Okay. So A, B, C, D, E, and F. So there are 6 products. Good. Very good. So there are 6 products. And what is the units made? Okay. So what is the units made? Maybe I will take what are the units made? That means this is the manufactured unit, or maybe a model is given for you to actually appreciate how the entire manufacturing process works. So we have 150 and 160 and 170, 180, 190 and 200. So some number is given, 160 to 200. Am I right? Correct. So, but this is not the answer. Your answer is you have to find what is the units to be made. This is what your question is. So maybe I'll put this in red color. This is what you have to find out. This is a number which is given to you for the time being, but you have to optimize this number. Okay, units. Now then you have the labor hours. So how long it will take? So what is the raw material? What is the labor? Labor in terms of hours. That means each product. So hours per unit. Per unit. So 1 unit will take how many hours? 1 unit will take 6 hours, 1 unit will take 5 hours, 1 unit will take 4 hours, 1 unit will take 3 hours, 2.5 hours, or 1.5 hours. So this is what it will take. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.5 and 1.5. So this is what I have taken. Now I will go to raw material. The raw material. Why I'm doing this? This is how the construction of the modeling will happen. Okay. In a simple one sheet I'm showing. Generally one sheet modeling and all practically will not happen. It will go for 5-10 pages and sheets and all it will go. So in a maybe an environment like this, a digital environment, I can only show a modeling within this so that you actually understand the crux of it. So here the raw material, I'll put it as kgs per unit. So how many, this is not given there, but I'm just explaining how many kgs per unit. It is 3.2 kgs per unit it will take, 2.6 kgs it will take, 1.5 kgs it will take, 0.8 kgs it will take, 0.7 kgs it will take, 0.3 kgs it will. So that is what is given there. 3.2, 2.6, 1.5, 0.8, 0.7 and 0.3. So this is what is given here. These are the resources. I repeat, these are the resources and I am giving it in a different color. Okay, good. And you have an available hours. These are available hours, 4,500. Okay. Available hours is, you have only 4,500 labor hours is available per month. Okay, let us take this as available hours per month. So per month, this is your available hours. Good. 4,500 and 1,600 kilograms of raw material. Now, what is your selling price? Okay, selling price per unit. And what is your variable cost per unit? Actually, I have to go what is your material cost per unit, all this multiplied, everything they have arrived at variable cost. So what is your demand, maximum demand? And what is your contribution? Other is called profit per unit. I'll call it as profit per unit. So selling price per unit is given to you as 12 rupee 50 paisa, 11 rupees, 9 rupees, 7 rupees, 6 rupees, and 3 rupees. Wow. So 12.5, 11, 9, 7, 6, and 3. Variable contribution is variable cost is actually 6.5 and 5.7 and 3.6 and 2.8. So that is your variable cost. That includes your raw material cost plus your labor cost plus your variable overhead, all this stuff. Plus your 2.2. I'm presuming people have a rough idea about whatever I'm discussing. Okay, good. Now what is profit per unit? 12.5 minus 6.5, which is 6. Similarly, these are all your profits. 6, 5.3, 5.4, 5, 4.2, 3.8, and 1.8. So please 6. Sorry, where is it? Your sorry, where is your price? I think profit contribution. Contribution 6, 5.3, 5.4, 4.2, 3.8, and 1.8. Okay, I think I'll put this demand down and profit on top. Okay, good. So that is 6, 5.3, 5.4, 6, 5.3, 5.4, 4.2, 3.8, and 1.8. 4.2, 3.8, and 1.8. Very good. So this is your contribution. Okay, so very important. I'll put this as a contribution or profit, and I'll keep this as a color, green color. Very good. So this is your profit. Okay, now what is your demand? Your demand is only 960. That means you don't need to manufacture beyond 960 or produce beyond 960, and maximum 928 or 1041 or 977 or 1084 or 1055. Wow. Now, what is your profit, guys? Okay, profit or contribution. So now I'm going to use a concept called sum product. So technically what you should do is you must multiply 150 into 6. Okay, maybe I'll do that here. Profit using a formula, profit using function. So because after this I'll only use function, that is why. So for example, what is your profit using a formula? 150 into 6 rupees plus 160 into 5.3 plus 170 into 5.4 plus 180 into 4.2 plus 190 into 3.8 plus 200 into 1.8. This is your profit. But I'm not going to use formula henceforth. I only use a function called sum product. Now, what is sum product? Sum product is units is this, comma, my profit is this. So multiply, same 5,504. So it is formula, this is function. So I will not use this, I will only use this. So maybe I will show this this color, and this is your profit. Okay, 5,404. Now, what is your labor used? What is your labor? What is your raw material? Okay, so what is used? What is available? And available raw material, anyhow, you know, 1,600 kgs. Okay, and available labor is, you know, 4,500 hours. Now, how to find the labor used? Again, use sum product. So, how will you use sum product? So, labor hours with respect to the number of units. This is your 3,695 is used. So, this I will put it in red color. Wow. This is changing. As the units changes, your profit will change, your labor consumption will change. And please look at this. This is lesser than 4,500. You cannot, you want more profit means you need to manufacture more. But you have a restriction, demand is there. That restriction is there. Okay. Similar raw material. What is your raw material? Some product. So some product, the number of units, comma, with respect to your raw material cost. So it is 1,488 rupees. I mean 1,488 kgs. Now, very, very important. Very important. Now, the next 5 minutes is very important, because after this, we will ask Erlinda and Mohit Jain to sum up and ask questions from the viewers. You can ask questions. I'm going to solve this. Is this profit is, what is the profit we have got? Original profit 4504. This is the profit. Okay. This is and what is your optimum profit? Optimum profit. I need to find optimum profit. How to find optimum profit? Using solver. What is this profit? This is, I will call it as maybe the present profit. Present profit. I want profit more than 4,504. And this is in lakhs. So that means 45 crores is my profit. Is it possible to maximize it? How to do it? Very important. Step number 1. Go to formula. Go to data. There is a tool called analysis tool. So 9th topic which I am discussing, which is called a solver. And solver is actually a tool, you have to install it. So click analysis tool back. You will have add-ins. And in that add-ins, you have a solver add-in. Click that. Okay. Okay, now where is it? Yeah, I got it. Now click solver. So what you should do first? You must actually have a target cell. Now, what is your target cell? Set objective. Profit is the objective. That you have to maximize or minimize, or you have to have a separate target. No, maximize it. Whichever value you get, the maximum profit you want. By changing variables, what? By changing what? You have to change the units. Very important. So, you will change the units. Okay. So, you will change the units. Now, what are the constraints you have? Constraint number 1. What is the first constraint you have? The first constraint what you have is your labor. Okay, your labor. This is your labor, and that labor should be lesser than your 4,500. Okay, so add. Okay, the second is your raw material. That also should be lesser than 1,600. So add. Okay, so very, very important. So what do you have? Your your labor is also should be lesser than this. Okay, that is your 3,695 should be lesser than your or even I can put it the range also you can put. That is also possible. For example, you can even select both and you can say it should be lesser than this. That also you can do. But I have done it separately. Now, one more you have to do. What is that? That is your units. What is your units? Your units is whatever units you are going to make. It should be lesser than your demand. Okay, it should be lesser than your demand. So let me add that and click OK. So now you have got the three. You have got the three constraints. One is the labor constraint. Second one is the raw material constraint. Third is your demand constraint. Okay, that is a unit constraint. Now you want to have any other options? Please look at the options. You can have the precision up to 6 decimal points. Okay, that is what it is called as. And you can have all this. You can ignore integer constraint means if you click this, sometimes the answer will be in decimal points. So those decimal points and all it will ignore, but I'm not ticking that. Okay, so I'll click just OK. So now if I click solve, I must get the optimum answer. So let me click solve. Yes. Now you have got answer which is 6,625.20. Keep the solver solution. We can keep it. So what is our optimum? I think I'll keep solver. I think the original answer I already copied it here, 4,504. So therefore, you need not worry about it. So your optimum profit is 6625.20. So I will click the save scenario. Okay, save scenario, and scenario number is optimum. Okay, okay, good. Keep solver. Okay, now let it be. So 6625. So please look at this 6625.20. So this is your optimum answer profit. So by doing this, how much extra you have actually got the profit? You have got the profit of 2,121, and this is your answer. And in the non-integer, I didn't tick it. So therefore, if you say you need only integer, you will not get the answer as 596.66. If you tick that, you will only get a round answer. Okay. So this is your answer. That means you should not manufacture A, B, C, E. You have to only manufacture D and D. And look at this. Maximum 1,084 it is actually taking, and out of 977 you are making 597. Maybe I will make it as a round number, 597 and 1,087. So this is the raw material. Please look at the entire labor is used. Out of 1,600 you are using only 1,236. What is the extra labor you have? Extra labor, you don't have any extra labor. Sorry, you don't have any extra labor. I will call it as 0. It is only 0. Similarly, what is your extra raw material? 364 kilos of raw material extra is there for your kind information. So this is how you use a solver, and you can even use this solver for capital budgeting, investment analysis, anything you can do it. You want to maximize your NPV. So here you can put NPV as one number and you can maximize it. All the stuff you can do. So, but point is designing this model. That is the crux of the entire thing. And I think as promised, I have come to 7:20. So a very ideal time, and I must appreciate each and every one of you who have been online, both here as well as in YouTube. My sincere appreciations to all of you, and over to both the friends in Excel Erlinda and Mohit Jain, to take over and to sum up whatever queries that has come with the next 5 to 10 minutes, I'll try to submit up. Thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. A gentle reminder, please feel free to put in your questions in the description. So we have a couple of questions. Should we use 365 days in case of leap year for XNPV?
Your voice is not audible, ma. Can you speak louder, please? Or
Okay, am I audible now, sir?
yeah, fine.
Okay, should we use 365 days in case of leap year for XNPV?
No, what is it?
Should we use 365 days in case of leap year for XNPV?
Oh, that is only to give you an idea how to arrive at the actual number. Maybe based on the dates, you have to actually find out whether it is a leap year and you have to divide accordingly. That is only an approximation difference you will get, not much difference. Maybe the 4th decimal point you may have a difference. So if you want an approximate answer, better to use again not that formula. You can again use a function there. So what do you call it as the years? The difference between two dates you have to convert in terms of years. You have a separate function for that. Next question.
Thank you, sir. And the next one, is it possible to have same IRR for two different project costs with different cash flows?
What is once again? I think you are not much audible. Once again.
Is it possible to have same IRR for two different project costs with different cash flows?
Possible. Definitely possible. Next step.
Getting num error when applying IRR formula. Am I missing something?
Oh, definitely yes. Now I did one question. What do you call it as? You had the multiple IRRs. I did one question on multiple IRR. In multiple IRR, possibly you may get a scenario where you may not get IRR. The cash flows are like that. I'll give you an example. You try an IRR for this question, this cash flow. 0th year, for 0th year it is 10,000. For first year it is minus 30. For second year it is plus 35. You try IRR for this number. Immediate investment 10,000. First year, immediate return is 10,000. First year is plus 10,000. 0th year is plus 10,000. First year is minus 30,000. Second year is plus 35,000. You try this. That means plus, minus, and plus. You try IRR for this, you will get a number answer. Because there is no IRR for this. Because you will get an answer called irrational. Any number may not fit to this. Next question.
What about using simplex method when using solver?
Actually, what I did is simplex only. I instead of using X, Y, and all, this is simplex only. The same simplex without designing the what do you call it as the equations. I explained it in a practical sense.
How to practice for solver type of formula?
You have to practice at least one score question. One score means 20 questions. Try to take a lot of scenarios. For example, I did a costing question, which is actually an arithmetic with respect to calculation of profit. Now, similarly, you can try for a capital budgeting. You can try for maybe I'll give some 3-4 scenarios. Transportation problem, distribution problems, and how to schedule your workforces. So on what days, how many people has to come, how many hours they have to work. These are all business issues. So all these you have to construct as a model and then you solve it.
Can I read the next question, sir?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Does MIRR show any functional value exhibits the required value?
No, is it multiple IRR he is saying or modified IRR he is mentioning?
That is not mentioned, sir. He's just mentioned MIRR.
What is the question again?
Does MIRR show any functional value exhibits the required value?
Yeah. Whenever you want to actually reinvest your cash inflows, you have to use MIRR only, not IRR. Oh,
Okay, sir.
it is. I think somebody is mentioning it is not modified IRR. It is multiple IRR. I think the question has to be tuned properly. Maybe next question we can have.
Any limitation of Excel formula or caution to be observed?
I already told you 3 P's. Number one, preparation. Don't think that Excel is panacea for everything. Panacea means Sarva Roga Nivarani. I'll use Excel for, I know Excel, I will do wonders, I will do magic. Think. The second P is you need to have patience, because the formulas and all, just like that typing, sometimes you may not get it, you may get blocked, because you have to understand how the functions and formulas work. So you need to have patience. The third P is your practice. And the patience and practice will actually help you only when you have a thorough understanding on the subject. So please be clear with these 3 P's. So last but not least question, maybe we'll take one more last question.
Yes, sir. Do you have any paid courses on Excel?
I think Erlinda and Mohit Jain and Deepak, you can actually answer this question. Thank you very much, and wonderful opportunity given to just share my thoughts on whatever little I know about Excel. Excel is nobody can claim. I will say everybody. I know everything in Excel. So whatever little you know, try to master that and try to make sure that you do best in that. And this is a tool where it is applicable and can be used in every facets of the profession. Maybe I am a chartered accountant and my role in using Excel is to my profession. Maybe different professionals, they see Excel from their professional perspective. So what has been explored in Excel is not even 2% or 3%. That is that much of wealth of tool is there inside Excel, and try to explore slowly and steadily. It is not one day you will actually get the grip on it. Over a period of time only you will get a grip. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That was indeed an informative session. And on behalf of Excel and Excel, I thank you for sharing your wisdom. Sir, could you brief us about yourself, your work experience?
Yeah. What is it?
Could you brief us about yourself, your work experience?
What work experience?
Just 2 or 3 lines, sir.
I didn't get your question, man.
Sir, about yourself, about your work journey.
About my
Work journey, sir.
No, I didn't get
Your
your
life experience, sir. In career, your life
Oh, in Excel.
Yes, sir.
I will only share only one point. You know who is the best teacher for Excel? The best teacher for Excel is the software itself. Sit with the software and slow and steady try to learn from the teacher. The best teacher is the Excel itself, the software itself, and try to learn from that. And that only can give you the grip on that subject. And your situation, your scenario, your situation only will actually guide you to actually learn that subject. So whenever you get an opportunity, don't lose it to actually get a mastery over Excel. So that only that is the only tip I can share, because over all these years I have only experimented with Excel, and whatever I have shared it today, it is only the best teacher who have taught me. The best teacher is the Excel itself and the real life circumstances. The real life circumstances will push you to learn Excel in an excellent manner. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. An announcement for all. Excel is glad to inform that we are conducting a learning course that will help you upskill yourself and will help you become indispensable during these trying times. EIE Learning is a set of handpicked online courses conducted by working professionals, curated on a gamut of subjects starting from Tally to Excel and analysis to Power BI. Some of our upcoming courses in the month of December are: we have a course on Microsoft Excel Essentials, which is a 20-hour course starting from 7th December. We have a course of Tally Prime Essentials, an 18-hour course starting from 14th December. We are also offering a course on Customer Analytics in Power BI, a 14-hour course starting from 14th December. Interested participants can register from the link displayed on the screen. An announcement for all regarding our upcoming Fresh Talks. On 12th December, we have a session on new version of Tally by Deva Kumar. On 18th December, we have a session on dynamic measures and disconnected tables in Power BI by Ajay Kumar. And on 24th December, we have a session on data storytelling using Power BI by Pranjal Dubey. Thanks again for joining us today, and we will see you in our next session. Do not forget to like the video, and for more updates, subscribe to our channel. To know more on EIE Fresh Talk, use the link in the description box. Stay tuned for more Fresh Talk. Have a happy weekend, and thank you all.